Good morning. How are you all doing today? My name is Dr. Ferdana McCormack, and I am the instructor for this class. This is Hpro 480, which is Women's Health Issues. I will be conducting this class purely as an online distance class, and there are going to be a few activities and programs and assignments that you're going to be doing off campus within your communities. Just to get started, I would like to go over the syllabus, and so that we're all on the same page as to what to expect. As I mentioned, this class does meet online, and it is fall 2014 as we speak. If you would like to get a hold of me, I am available by phone at area code 843-349-2991. Or I'm available by email at fmcorma@coastal.edu. I also do have an office on campus at Coastal Carolina University. I am located in Swain 137. Unfortunately, I will not be on campus until after September 3rd due to the fact that I did just recently come back from Sierra Leone, West Africa. And as you may have already heard, Sierra Leone is going through quite a serious situation with the Ebola crisis. And as Coastal Carolina University has a new CCU policy, I will not be able to come on campus for 21 days since my return. So I will be back on campus after the 3rd of September. But meanwhile, you can contact me through email or through the phone. I do have access to my phone, and of course through Moodle, which is the forum for this online course. So just to give you a bit of background about myself, as I mentioned, my name is Dr. Ferdana McCormack. I am originally from Sierra Leone, but I've been living in South Carolina for the past 6 years, I would say, and really enjoyed my time here. I am a person who does research and does activities and programs in women's health issues, maternal and child health issues, sexuality, and nutrition. And so if anyone's interested in any of these types of topics and these kinds of research, please let me know, because there may be some opportunities for research for you within the context of those subject areas. So just to kind of give you some information, I think you're going to notice that the women's health syllabus is online, okay? And I just wanted to go over it with you so that we're all on the same page, okay? The course description is that this class is going to provide you with an overview of current health concerns related to women throughout their lifespan. Current diagnostic and technological and other medical scientific advances will be discussed. In addition, social, political, and economic factors that impact women's health will be studied. So the objectives of this class is to examine women's health concerns, explore conditions and illnesses specific to women, and explore the transgendered health issue. Okay. The class text that we're going to be using for this course is actually Collender, Ballard, and Chandler. What I have in front of me is the 4th edition, but you will probably be using the 5th edition. Unfortunately, I do not have a copy of the 5th edition, but I realize that that is the only one that is being available online or within the bookstore. I have been told that there is not much of a difference between the 4th and the 5th edition, so that should not be too much of a concern. The edition that we currently have is this textbook right here, okay, Contemporary Women's Health Issues by Collender, Ballard, and Chandler, okay. Also, we'll be looking at more articles that I'll be providing and updating and putting up online that will guide our discussions, and the discussions will be guided by those articles, and you can use the information online as you need to in collaboration with the textbook. But most of our discussions are going to be online. And in addition, you'll be looking up research articles and looking at information from resources from peer-reviewed journals to support some of your arguments that you'll be doing in the class. So just to kind of give you an idea of what this course is going to entail. Okay, the first thing I want us to note the student responsibilities and the statement of community expectations and the code of student conduct. One thing we must recognize is that Coastal Carolina University is an academic community that expects the highest standards of honesty, integrity, and personal responsibility. Members of this community are accountable for their actions and reporting the inappropriate action of others, and are committed to creating an atmosphere of mutual respect and trust. I would like for you to know the student honor code. Okay, the code goes as such. On my honor, I pledge that I will take responsibility for my personal behavior and that I will actively oppose every instance of academic dishonesty as defined in the Code of Student Conduct. From this day forward, my signature on any university document, including tests, papers, and other work submitted for a grade, is a confirmation of this honor pledge. Examples of the academic misconduct, prohibited conduct, can be found in the Coastal Carolina University Code of Student Conduct 2014 to 2015. Please review this. Very important that the university takes this very seriously, and I do as well. Issues such as plagiarism will not be tolerated. All written assignments must be of the original document of the writer. Plagiarizing even a first offense can earn you a failing grade in this course. Using another person's work, allowing someone else to rewrite your assignment, or not acknowledging your sources and written assignments are all examples of plagiarism. Furthermore, if you aid another student in plagiarizing an assignment, you'll also earn a failing grade. For the complete Code of Student Conduct, please look at www.coastal.edu/conduct/documents/codeofconduct.pdf. If there is any need for individuals who are alternately abled, Coastal Carolina University does provide resources. Okay. If you need further assistance, please contact the counseling services at 843-349-2305. Please also let me know of your alternate ability or disability, and I will try as much as possible to accommodate you. For example, looking at extended times for tests and assignments and the like. If there's anything additional, please make sure you contact the student health services and counseling services specifically so that they can provide the necessary documentation that I will be able to facilitate and help with your time in this class. This class, as I mentioned, is purely online. Okay, your attendance is going to constitute doing assignments, homework assignments, activities, discussions, quizzes, and the like. So it is going to be quite a busy semester because you do have some off-campus activities as well, community assignments that you'll be doing for this course. Please remember that if you are going to be away for a university-sponsored event, that could be taken as an excused absence. In some cases, in some instances, I noticed that people are not going to be able to do certain things if they are not at their home. For example, if you have to go to a conference and you may not have access to internet, that I can understand, and therefore you've got to let me know ahead of time so that you can make the necessary accommodations. Usually though, you would be able to do the assignment ahead of time, and so you do not necessarily have to worry too much about that. As far as ground rules go, I really believe in active participation that is relevant to the class discussion. A lot of times we are going to be doing discussions online, and so I would love for people to have questions and comments and insights that are relevant and pertain to the course as a whole. Unfortunately, I do not take too kindly to inappropriate comments, requests, or responses in the online forum towards myself as the instructor or any of the classmates. We've got to be very respectful of others' opinions and others' information that they bring to the table. Also, as people are often going to disclose in class, because in this sort of forum and in this sort of class setting, there may be some information that people may find to be personal information, and I do ask that that personal information remain in the course. However, if you are looking at women's health issues as a whole, I have no problem with you talking about women's health issues within the context of learning and understanding. However, if people do self-disclose by providing personal information about themselves, I really will ask that that information be kept within the context of this course in order not to cause anybody embarrassment or provide information that may be personal to individuals that may be ongoing for any other reason. Please be respectful of others' learning and cultural experiences. Everybody's experience is different. You may not always agree with people's choices or agree with people's cultural belief systems, but realize that there is diversity in our communities, and we also want to make sure that we do respect diversity of thought and expression. Please remember that evaluations are individual, so your quizzes and your exams and your tests and your activities should be coming from you, and so they should be completed independently and not necessarily as part of, they should be independent and not as part of a group activity unless I specifically mention that something is a group activity. And lastly, of course, academic misconduct will not be tolerated. Just to kind of let you know how the setup of the class is going to be, really expect that people are professional in the way in which they conduct themselves. Assignments are due at the appointed time of the due date. If assignments are not received by the appointed time on the due date, it will be considered late. Even if it is 1 or 2 minutes late, it will still be considered late, which will mean an automatic 10% deduction and penalization of the assignment. When we're doing discussions, because we will be doing a few discussions, about 5 or 6 discussions throughout this, the course period, those discussions are always going to be due on a Wednesday night, the initial post, by 11:30 p.m. on a Wednesday night. Your responses to others' posts, because you will do an initial post and then you'll have a response to a post. All your responses are due by Sunday night by 11:30 p.m. Any late assignments will have a 10% deduction from the total score for each day they're considered late. No late assignment will be accepted for full credit after the due date and time. I'm not saying that I will not accept the assignment. I will accept the assignment, but it will not be for full credit. There will be some deductions that will be put on the assignment as we're going through. This is a senior level class. It's an upper level college class, 480, so there will be a lot of reading, writing, and some responses to this course. Assignments must be professional in nature, okay, and in appearance. We will be using APA, American Psychological Association. We'll be using the APA style citation format, and hopefully you'll be able to follow those directions. I will put some resources online for you to be able to access. In addition, there will be some resources at the University Library, Kimball Library, for you to be able to utilize as well. Following directions is important and part of professionalism. You'll make sure that you'll take a look at grammar, spelling, punctuation, content, and critical thinking as you're completing your assignments. Please make sure that you take those into consideration. As this is an online class, it is very important that you use reliable internet sources. You must have reliable internet source to check Moodle and for your CCU email account, as well as for any assignments that I will be asking you to do, some of which will be on Turnitin. Your participation is going to include reviewing some of the information that I've asked you to look at, online discussions, activities out of class, homework assignments, and also making sure that you read the designated chapter ahead of time before we actually do the class. There will be 3 quizzes in this course, and they will be worth 30% of your grade. Each of them are worth 10% of your grade. These assignments or quizzes will be done every 2 to 3 weeks, so that it keeps you updated with the activities that are ongoing. Online discussions is going to take the bulk of your grade, and that's 40% of your grade. There will be 5 or perhaps 6 weekly discussion assignments, and these are based on controversial issues and topics that we see in our world today related to women's health. Okay, the controversial topics are based on topics covered in opposing articles. I will be uploading the information and the articles that will serve as the foundation for your discussion. You will have the opportunity to initiate a post and respond to other people's posts. You will complete 5 discussions. Late assignments will not be accepted as they are sensitive online. So these discussions, after they have been uploaded and they are due, unfortunately, because of the time-sensitive nature of these discussions, they will not be open after the fact. So they're not like homework assignments and projects. Okay. Homework discussion posts are due Wednesdays of the week that they are indicated at 11:30 p.m. Okay, so that's all your homework initial posts for discussions. Your responses are due the Sunday following, okay, and they're also due by 11:30 p.m. Each of you are required to create at least 1 post and at least 2 responses to a post. You'll need to review the articles that I provide, okay, to make an intelligent post and response. You will also need to look up some articles that you can use as a foundation to respond to your posts and also to respond to other people's posts. You will not be able to see anyone else's posts until the due date of the original post has been completed and after you have submitted your initial posts online. The grades for your posts and responses are based on the following. The first one, completed post. 2 completed responses, quality of those responses, because I'm looking at for critical thought and thoughtfulness, and that are based on the referenced articles, and then making sure that you have a citation for your post. Okay, so it is quite specific. Some of the discussions that we're going to have in our class dealing with women's health issues and women's health in general would be questions such as, should transgender women be considered real women, and real in quotation marks? We do see that there are individuals who are going to be on the yes component and individuals who are on the no. So we will be looking at the opposing viewpoints related to that topic. Does pornography reduce the incidence of rape? That is going to be another discussion topic that we're going to look over. Again, there are opposing viewpoints on this. Is there a post-abortion syndrome? That would be another discussion topic that we will discuss. Is it necessary for pregnant women to completely abstain from all alcoholic beverages? A further discussion that we're going to look at as well. And then, of course, we'll look at, should cervical cancer vaccine be for girls be compulsory? So therefore, should the cervical cancer vaccine for girls, and now we actually have them for boys as well, should they be compulsory? Should they be required at school before students actually participate in middle school activities or higher? So these are some of the controversial topics that we're going to be looking into, and hopefully we'll be able to have some very diverse conversations and spirited conversations surrounding these issues. The 30% of your grade is going to come from the field reaction paper. Now, the field reaction paper is an assignment that you will be doing on your own, okay, as far as different activities go. You will be required to do quite a few things related to this one assignment. You are going to be required to go out into the community and take a look at some resources that are available, in addition to looking at your personal story regarding this field reaction. And I'll just explain a little bit about this field reaction paper. There is only one major paper assignment for this course. It is based on the course readings, conducting an online research, of peer-reviewed manuscripts, peer-reviewed articles that can be found in journals that you'll be able to find at the Kimball Library website. Reviewing research articles, you're going to be doing interviews or a self-reflection. So you may interview someone or do a self-reflection. And participating in observations, doing what we call a windshield tour or a walking tour of the world around you. This is a experiential learning activity. The field reaction assignment is to enable you to get an in-depth understanding of an issue or an event related to women's health, and to identify community and neighborhood resources available to respond to the needs of women. You will identify what a research health issue you'll identify a health issue that involves women, and it can involve either the physical, the mental, the emotional, the environmental, social, cultural, or vocational dimensions of health. And identifying the resources available in Horry County, or your community if you do not live in Horry County. Be creative in the support and sources you believe people may need. Look at issues of social, societal factors and societal issues, cultural issues, looking at language, looking at the medical, looking at the financial, looking at the spiritual, etc., to see what kind of resources people are going to actually need to be able to respond, we as health providers be able to respond to the needs of our community. You'll select one topic, and that is what you're going to write your paper on. So select one of the topics that I'm going to talk about now, to research and better understand your health issue. Use a combination of resources, known as triangulation, to be able to better understand the issue and provide solutions. Make sure that you identify at least 3 peer-reviewed articles. You can have more than 3 peer-reviewed articles. In fact, the more you have, the better your paper is going to be. But I'm looking for you to have at least 3 peer-reviewed articles. You can also use other resources, and I encourage that tremendously, for you to use books, to use websites, to use agency websites, to use newspaper and magazine articles, to be able to better understand your topic. Use movie references as well. But I'm asking that you use at least 3 peer-reviewed articles to be able to provide a foundation and a basis for your topic area that you're going to be discussing. But you can also use a lot of other resources as well, and I encourage that you use other resources as well. Write up the field reaction paper as a report based on research observations through either a windshield tour or a walking tour, and interviews or self-reflection. In addition, develop a resource flyer or brochure or a handout of the available support services and resources that you have in the area. Now I'm going to talk to you about the assignments that you can select from, the topic areas that you can select from. The first one you can look at is period encounter. Write about your first period or an encounter with someone who had a period. The other one is abortion. Write about someone's personal experience of having an abortion or going through an abortion. This can either be an elective abortion or it could be a spontaneous abortion, otherwise known as a miscarriage. So you can either write about a personal experience related to that, or you can interview somebody about that issue. Also dealing with abortion, you can look at interviewing people who are on either side of the debate. You have to look to interview a person who is pro-choice and interview a person who is pro-life to get the arguments from both sides of the discussion and of the controversial issue. So that's a second abortion issue that you can talk about. You've got to discuss, you've got to talk to people who are on opposing sides of the issue, and have a research topic based on that. The other topic, the third one, or fourth one, I should say, is teen pregnancy. Interview a person who was a teen who became pregnant, or interview a teen who became pregnant and talk about their pregnancy and the social, the cultural elements that are surrounding that. You can also do something on cross-cultural health, where you interview someone who has a different health perspective from the country that they're from, and before they came to the United States. So you're looking at women's health issues in general in other communities and in other cultures. And sometimes it could be a culture that's different from yours. It may not necessarily have to be from a person from a different country, but it could be someone from a different culture from your own who lives here in the United States. Another topic that we'll look at is cancer. Interview a person who is a breast cancer survivor, or a uterine cancer survivor, or an ovarian cancer survivor. Okay, so now I realize that there are males that do also have breast cancer and can have breast cancer, but we're looking specifically at women's health issues. So we're looking specifically at a woman who has gone through one of these issues, and definitely having an interview with them and their experiences and their follow-up regarding that. Also, we'll look at women with disabilities. Interview a woman who has a disability about being disabled in society. In addition, if it is yourself, you can do like a self-reflection regarding that. Looking at violence against women. Okay, interview the Title IX officer on campus about sexual harassment, or if there's a person who would like to tell their story about being a victim of a crime as a woman, a Violence Against Women Act, and they want to interview someone. If you want to interview someone regarding that, you can, and talk about their experiences. And then, of course, finally, transgender health. Speak with a transgendered individual about health and insurance concerns, and talk about those situations and issues that they may be going through. So pretty much this is the bulk of the class. In your syllabus, if you're a health promotion major, you'll notice that they also have this, the areas of responsibility and competencies and subcompetencies, defining the role of a health education specialist. It's this information that you have in front of you. Okay. And this is especially important for those who are planning to become CHES certified in the future. And also, as you're completing your portfolios, that information will become very useful to you. So what I have on here is have gone through to identify your different activities and events that you're doing, and the areas that will be covered for this situation. Also on your syllabus, you're going to notice that we have a tentative schedule. It'll be kind of difficult to look at it now, but please do look at it when you have the time, and you can take a look at this information so that you can keep on track. As I said, it's a tentative schedule. Try to spread things out a little bit so that you'll have a better way of completing assignments. Okay, and looking at the literature review of information and the like. So really and truly, things should move on very, very easily throughout the class. The main thing that you do have to concern yourself about is the field reaction paper, and of course the discussions, but the field reaction paper is a homework assignment that encompasses a little bit more than just writing an assignment. You actually have to do a little bit of research as well, because that is going to include a flyer, brochure, a handout, a resource sheet of sorts, so that you're able to provide resources to someone who may have this concern and this issue. Okay, so you will submit two things related to this field reaction paper. The first one is you're going to look at an analysis of your interviews, and it's a research paper that is going to look at either your self-reflection interviews and also resources that are out there, peer-reviewed articles, as well as looking at magazines and books and websites and the like. In addition, you're going to look at you're going to develop a resource flyer or a brochure regarding that information. Okay, so as there are some topic titles, as I mentioned, like the topic areas, and then the possible paper titles that you can use. Please take a look at them. If you want to come up with your own title, that's fine, but I do have some titles that are available to you that can help you better write this paper. You know, for example, period encounter. A possible paper title is Period Anxiety, Social and Cultural Perspectives of Menstruation in Teens. Abortion, the psychosocial developments, reflection, interpretations after an abortion. Another abortion issue could be foundations of our beliefs, why people believe what you believe about, why believe what you believe about abortion. Teen pregnancy, exploring socio-cultural reasons for teen pregnancy. Cross-cultural health, are we so different? Exploring sexual health across cultures. Cancer, you know, exploring womanhood in the aftermath of a cancer surgery, because sometimes we do see that women may have a difficult transition from having a surgery that actually concerns their reproductive health. Okay, accessing health in light of a disability, that's for the disability topic. Violence against women, looking at normalizing violence against the weaker sex, social cultural perspectives. Transgender health, living in the skin, perspectives of transgender health. So these are some possible titles, but of course you can come up with your own titles that you think is relevant to the topic in which you discussed. There is a rubric that's available to you in your assignment, and for this assignment, so please take a look at the rubric that is also going to be online and available to you. I want to say thank you so much for taking this course. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. I hope that you'll be able to learn a lot of really good information. I'm looking forward to hearing your critical thoughts regarding some of these issues. I definitely want to make sure that you are able to become competent and knowledgeable about issues of women's health through the textbook, but also through the discussions that we're going to have throughout the semester. I think it's going to be, you'll be interested to know more about yourself as we go through some of these controversial issues, so that you can basically begin to explore why you believe what you believe and why you understand the things that you understand. As I always tell in my classes, there's no right or wrong answer to your beliefs. But we are going to look at ways in which we can discuss those beliefs and discuss those opinions and thoughts in a way that can allow you to make cogent arguments about what you believe. So looking forward to just getting to know each and every one of you, and I hope that we will be able to get a better understanding of women's health issues by the end of this course. We will definitely be using a lot of different types of resources, you know, such as CDC, NIH, U.S. Health and Human Services, DHEC services, and all of those. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to discuss that more. All right. I hope you have a wonderful semester and hope you won't be too busy. Let's have a great time this semester. Take care.